What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Colorado Agrons channel. And as always, I am Lab, and I'm very happy that you guys are here to join me today. And today I'm bringing you the team building video for week one against Travesty and his Mars area friendly teams. If you guys were following us last season, Travis definitely came in and swept us off our feet. He was just an incredible player. He picked up the game so quickly, and you know what? He dominated. And yeah, last season I think I only had the opportunity to battle him once, but he took me down pretty badly. So hopefully this week will be a lot different. I'm gonna let's just dive right into it, guys. This is gonna be a tough match, and hopefully the team I have built already here is gonna help us out a lot and win this match. But Travis's team for the season 3 of the Stab League. So he was able to pick up Mega Diancie, Lugia, Landoi, the Infernate, the Torn T, the Volcanion, the Hydreigon, the Decidueye, the Starmie, the Electros, and the Bisharp. Guys, I'm sorry. I promise eventually I will get these names right. I'm just horrible at this, but we'll get there. Anyways, so yeah, pretty solid team there on Travis's end. I will admit I fear that Lugia. That Lugia is just an insanely hard Pokemon to take down. I think even the damage calculator has a set for it titled The Wall. So that's a pretty scary thing. And I honestly don't think my draft has much to take on that Lugia, if I'm being perfectly honest. Yeah, no, not really, not much. That's a really big threat to it. I mean, other than that, Kyurem Black, and I mean maybe Tapu Koko, but who knows, man? Like, it's that Lugia is just going to be a pain in the butt. But we're definitely going to be ready for it, or at least attempt to be as ready as possible. I'm hoping he's not going to bring it in, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Anyways, let's dive right into it. As I said, I already built this team. Sorry, guys. I went ahead and jumped the gun a little bit, but we're going to open up with our incredible Darkrai. Now, Darkrai, I never really used it in battles ever before, but after having had some time to like play around with it, mess around with it, I absolutely freaking love this Pokemon. It's really strong and it's really fast and it's just incredible, and it's a threat. So I'm really hoping that Darkrai will be able to come in and just destroy a lot of his mons. But anyways, I'm bringing in a Focus Sash set with this Darkrai. As you can see, the moveset, I got Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb, Focus Blast. And that Focus Sash just helps me guarantee that I get a Nasty Plot in. Darkrai, I mean, as you can see, I put in this 224 EVs into its speed tier with a timid nature. And this absolutely guarantees me that I outspeed all of his mons, barring any choice Scarfers, which is probably going to be that Infernape. So definitely that Focus Sash. That Focus Sash is much needed. I'm hoping that it's on ideal circumstances where I'm able to set up on a different mon, and then he comes in with that Infernape. I survive a move, and then I just take it down, either with Sludge Bomb. And that Nasty Plot increase is just it'll be great, and it's going to threaten a lot of his team. So I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. Hopefully Darkrai will come in and just sweep the entire team, but right, in dreams. But who knows? We'll see. But anyways, so I went, like I said, I went 224 EVs into that speed. Outspeeds everything with a timid nature. 252 special attack just guarantees that I hit him as hard as possible. With the 252 investment and a Nasty Plot increase, I I pretty much one hit KO a lot of his mons. So yeah, Darkrai is just gonna be a monster for this match. And and then the rest of the EVs I just threw into HP just to kind of give it a little extra bulk. Never hurts him on, honestly. But yeah, the main role of this Darkrai is to just come in and just wreak havoc and do his team. And hopefully it'll take down some of the bigger threats on his team. Doesn't really do much to the Lugia. Hopefully that if my plan works out, hopefully this Lugia won't be too much of a problem. But like I said, Darkrai is just pretty much there to come in and help me just completely destroy his team. So yeah, Darkrai, total godsend. And then we got Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko has just been an all-time favorite of mine. This is actually the first time I've been able to use it in a draft format. So I'm pretty excited to use this mod. Like I said, it's one of my favorites, and anytime I see anybody play with it, it's just so great. I know it's got its weaknesses, I know it's got its downs, but you know what? Overall, I think Tapu Koko is an excellent mod, and it's a similar category to Darkrai, where it's fast and it's strong, but it's fragile. Definitely is fragile. So, but unlike Darkrai, it's got ways to kind of work around it, and get out of the way of harm in case it needs it. But I'm bringing in this Choice Scarf set. I believe that with the Choice Scarf set, it outspeeds pretty much his entire team. I think even a Scarfed Infernape. I believe that was the. I believe when I calced it, I think that was the case. I can't remember, so don't quote me on that. But anyways, so this Choice Scarf is just going to be essential, and it's going to help me outspeed up everything. It does look like it works against that Infernape. So yeah, so then as you can see, I have a pretty weird spread in EVs. I threw in some investment into attack and special attack. That attack is just to kind of give that U-turn that little extra power. And why did I go with U-turn? I went with U-turn because he's got that Lando and he's got that Decidueye. At the very least, it guarantees that I'm able to U-turn on these guys. On Lando especially too. It's specifically for that Lando, but at least if he switches into that Decidueye when I'm U-turning, it'll at least do some more damage than Volt Switch would. And like I said, it guarantees that I always am able to take advantage of that U-turn for my mons to come in and switch out, which I think I will definitely need a lot in this match. So I went full investment into special attack. Its attack and the special attack, it's a shame that its special attack is just that much. It's lower than the attack, but you know what? We'll make it work. And the 252 investment is just to make sure it hits as hard as possible with any of its moves there, especially Thunderbolts, which is going to pretty much be hitting most of his team here neutrally, if not super effectively. Like 3 of those mons will get hit super effectively with it. And then, HP Ice to go up against that Lando. I feel if you're going to go up against any ground type, especially a Lando, you got to bring in HP Ice. Absolutely essential, absolutely necessary. And it's just another move to have against that Hydreigon. And then Dazzling Gleam just to have a fairy move helps me out with that Hydreigon. It just, another move for me to cover my bases. That'll be essential there. So I went with the 80 speed. The 80 speed guarantees that I outspeed everything with a Scarf, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be that Scarfed Infernape, so I did the calculations based on that. Highly doubtful he's going to bring in a Tornadus, Scarf Tornadus. I don't think I've ever seen a Scarf Tornadus, but I'm still new to the draft format, so who knows. And then it's interesting because I went with a naive nature just so I don't lower any of the other stats. Special defense wise, it's already low, so I just decided to lower that instead. Tapu Koko is not there to take hits, even though it does have the 156 investment in HP, but that's just to give it bulk. And I didn't want to invest into defense or special defense just because those are already pretty low. And Coco, like I said, isn't really there to take the hits. It's just there to kind of help cause some damage and then help me get my mons out, if possible, or in, sorry. So yeah, I'm pretty, like I said, this is going to be a great mon in this team, and hopefully this set doesn't let me down. We'll see how it does against that match against Travis. And then we have the god, the Kyurem Black. This is also one of the other mons that I've never had the opportunity to use in the draft format. Here I am with it in the Stab League. I'm so excited. This Pokemon is just amazing. I never realized it, why so many people were so into it, until I started building around it. And it just, oh my god, it takes on so many mons, especially on Travis's team. It's a threat to its Mega Diancie, it's a threat to Lugia, it's a threat to Lando, it's a threat to Torn, it's a threat to a lot of the mons on his team. That's definitely exciting. That's so great for me and my team. And the reason I went with a Scarf set is because it, as you guys already know, it doesn't have the best speed tier. 95, I mean, it's up there. It's a decent Scarfer. But I am really, really excited to use this mon. And so the reason I went with Scarf is so it outspeeds everything on his team, barring any Scarf users. Mainly it's just to kind of help me out with that Torn, help against the Mega Diancie, something to take on that Starmie in case Coco doesn't cut it. There's just so much potential to this Pokemon, and with this Scarf set, I'm definitely going to be able to threaten a lot on his team, and the fact that he has access to so many different moves just makes this Pokemon so great and so customizable. So Travis isn't really going to know what I'm bringing in, except for maybe that Ice Beam and that Fusion Bolt, but I feel like those are pretty standard on the Kyurem set. So I'm going to also be bringing in this Iron Head. The Iron Head is just to kind of help me out with that Mega Diancie, and with that 168 investment and attack. I believe it one hit KOs it, which is fantastic. I am absolutely excited for that. I've never really had a mon who's natural, just with their natural attack stat is able to one hit KO a lot of the mons. So that's pretty great. That's pretty exciting. And then that Iron Head also just helps me out with just pretty much just hits that Mega Diancie super effectively, I believe. And it's just another move that kind of hits some of the other mons neutrally as well. So if I get kind of stuck on it, no harm, no foul. But I definitely don't want to stay just stuck on Iron Head. This Kyurem Black is definitely gonna put in the work with Tapu Koko with those U-turn switches, which is part of the reason I went with that 208 HP, just to kind of give it that extra bulk. So it's able to successfully come in and take some damage from the other mons whenever Koko switches out with that U-turn. And you'll see later on when I explain my Gliscor set, I also have another way to kind of bring in the Kyurem on a slower mon. So that's fantastic. So there's ways for it to come in. And like I said, that 208 HP investment is to help it take a few hits. And then the next move we have is Fusion Bolt. Fusion Bolt is just like I said, another move that most Kyurem sets have. Helps me against that Starmie, and it hits a lot of the other mons neutrally. It's something to hit that Infernape with. Obviously not much for that Lando. Fusion Bolt also hits Lugia super effectively. Not as much as that Ice Beam, but at least it's something. If I get Choice Select, and I'll explain here in a second why I went with Fusion Bolt too. And then Ice Beam as well. Ice Beam covers just a lot of mons. It's another stab move and another mandatory move on this on the Kyurem Black. It does a ton. It does like 35 or 36 max on the Lugia, but that's not surprising considering just how bulky that Lugia is. It's just such a pain in the butt to build against. It's going to help me out against that Lando. That Lando just cannot take ice moves. It's yeah, it's there for that because I mean Lando could take out this mon pretty quickly. Um, and then it helps me against that Torn as well, the Hydragion, the Decidui, um, and it hits a lot of the other mons neutrally as well, with the exception of like Infernape or Volcanion. No, yeah, the Infernape, yeah, with that Infernape, and then you know, and then I'm bringing in the Earth Power to kind of just help me out against some of the other mons, specifically Infernape, um, and Bisharp, in case for whatever reason I don't take it down with any of my other mons. I at least have Earth Power to kind of help me back, as a backup to help me out against those two mons, which again, huge threats to Kyurem Black. So hopefully he doesn't have to mess around with those guys, but at the very least, this Choice Scarf set is going to help me outspeed a lot of the mons, with the exception of that Scarf Infernape if he decides to bring that in. So that'll be great. That'll be fun. So yeah, 168 special attack. I believe with 168 investment, it's able to one-hit KO a lot of the mons on the team. For defense, just because I believe those were just leftovers, so I just slapped them on there because of the naive nature. It lowers the special defense, so I was like, well, might as well just put them in here. 100 special attack to ensure that Ice Beam hits as hard as possible. If anything, anything that it hits neutrally, I believe with that 100 special attack investment, it 2-hit KOs after Stealth Rock. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And then, like I said, at 168 Iron Head, I believe it one-hit KOs that Mega Diancie, if I remember correctly. And then 28 investment just ensures that I am able to outspeed everything on his team without a Scarf. So yeah, and then moving on to the next mon. So then we got Melodic. Melodic is just another mon that I've never used before, and this was actually a pretty fun mon to build around it on. As you can see, as you can already tell from the spread, this Melodic is just there to tank physical hits. So with that flame, I have 204 special defense, but with Marvel Scale, that defense gets boosted up, gets multiplied by 1.5, which is amazing. So it's going to be able to take on both special and physical hits. So I went a little heavier on that special defense investment, just because after that Flame Orb kicked in, Marvel Scale is also gonna kick in, and it's gonna be able to tank hits. And 200 HP, just again to give it to give it even more bulk. And if you look at this set, this Melodic is not meant to attack. It's more of a support. So it's got Toxic, it's got Haze, it's got Recover, and it's got Scald. See, I pronounced it correctly, Stab, this time. I promise. I promised you I would, and here I am. Scald. I used to pronounce it Scald. Anyways, so yeah, so the main objective with this Melodic is to take on that Lugia, and to help with any of his mons that decide to come in and set up on any of my other Pokemon. So that Lando, specifically, what I had in mind was that Landorus, Swords Dancer, Rock Polish. Same thing with the Infernape. He's got a lot of mons that could come in and try and set up, and so at least Melodic will be in there to kind of cancel that out. And yeah, Scald is just there to kind of. I feel like for most water mons, that's a mandatory move to have in there. If anything, just to cause some damage and to hand out some burns. Like I said, that Toxic is there to kind of just hit his team with it, and it's going to help me out a lot against that Lugia. So this is pretty much my biggest Lugia answer on this. So hopefully it'll be able to get the job done. And then Recover, I feel like with a Melodic, especially a bulky water Pokemon, recovery is always appreciated. So that Recover is definitely going to come in handy to keep this Pokemon alive. And I mean, who knows? Similar with Toxapex, I've won games where I just completely stole out an entire team with Toxa and just poison people. So so maybe I don't know. Maybe Melodic will be able to pull that off as well for this match, but who knows? We'll see though. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty standard with this set. Like I said, a more defensive mon, because I got two mons over here that are already pretty fragile, so we definitely want to keep this mon in and alive. And then moving on, we got Gliscor. Gliscor. This Pokemon is so great as well. That poison heal ability is just amazing mixed together with that toxic orb. This is also another new thing for me, messing around with orbs. So I've been kind of going out there more and trying to figure out items, seeing what items I like, and so I'm really glad that I was able to draft Melodic and this Gliscor, just to be able to actually mess around with these orbs. So this Gliscor is also meant to be more defensive set. This one's specifically able to take those physical hits. As you can see, no special investment, no special defense investment. 200 HP. Give it some more bulk. It guarantees that I survive a lot of hits on a lot of the mons that hit it neutrally. 100 of defense just to kind of help it. I believe, if I remember correctly, it guarantees that I don't get too hit KO'd by a lot of his more powerful mons. And then 176 speed just to kind of help it outspeed. Who was it that I was meant to? I believe it was the Bisharp. Dang, I cannot remember. See, this is the worst. This is the worst video here. Sorry, guys. But yeah, that 176 guarantees that I outspeed some of his slower mons. So hopefully that'll be the case with this Gliscor. And then, the leftover EVs I just threw in the new attack to kind of give that Earthquake and the U a little extra power. So yeah, and then stealth. I slapped in the Stealth Rock in there just to kind of as a hazard. I don't really have much hazards on this entire draft. I don't have much hazard, which is completely new to me. I love playing around with hazards, but I wanted to try something else out this season, so we'll see how this works out. We got the Roost in there just to kind of give it some longevity and increase its presence in the field. And then we got and then we have Earthquake, just a standard ground type move to hit those mons that it can hit, specifically Infernape. If I get that lucky, and it at least has something to go up against that Bisharp. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything else just kind of gets hit neutrally by it, except for that Decidueye, and all the other mons that either flying or have the levitate ability. And it helps me take on and it's just something else to kind of, just so it's not a sitting duck there. And then we have U-turn. U-turn just kind of helps give my Pokemon momentum, give my team momentum, sorry. And, so it's gonna be it's my slow U-turner, which great combination with Coco. It'll give my team advantage, especially towards the end of the match when most of my mons are weakened. I feel like that slow U-turn is going to come in handy, especially for that Kyurem Black. That was another reason I brought U-turn in here, is to benefit that Kyurem Black. That K-Black is just going to be a monster against this team, so hopefully I'm able to use it to its fullest potential there. And then we have the God, we have the Lucario, the Mega Lucario. Here you can just see it as its base form. But the 240 speed outspeeds everything below Tornadus T. This guarantees that I outspeed that Lando, I believe, too. Let me confirm that real quickly. But yeah, but we went with that 252 attack, just to kind of make it hit as hard as possible. So with that investment, it for sure it 2-hit KOs pretty much anything other than that Lugia, which is just it's not gonna get defeated by very much. That Lugia, like I said, that Lugia is gonna be a pain in the butt. But yeah, it outspeeds that Lando. Yeah, pretty much anything under Torn is this Mega Lucario is going to be able to outspeed even that Infernape. Yeah, I think after Torn, Infernape is his other fastest mon. I believe so. Anyways, but yeah, it helps me ensure that I'm able to outspeed everything under 20. And then just the leftover EVs I threw in into AP there. As I said, no harm, no foul, putting in some extra bulk into a mon like this, especially one as fragile as Lucario. But anyways, but yeah, it's gonna have Meteor Mash. I love the fact that they included Meteor Mash into Lucario's arsenal, especially with that potential to raise its attack stat as well. So that's pretty cool. And then we have that Ice Punch. Ice Punch is to ensure that I can take on that Lando Eye, and it's something to help me out against that Lugia. Obviously, hopefully that Lugia isn't. I'm not entirely. I don't think it makes a good attacker, but like I said, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not very familiar with Lugia or how it's used in draft format, but at the very least, that Ice Punch is gonna make it so my Lugia or my Lucario is not a sitting duck there. Yeah, Lugia 90 attack, 90 special attack. It's pretty decent, and it can cause, it can definitely bring a dent into my team, but probably shouldn't worry too much about it. Anyways, so that Ice Punch, just like I said, helps me out with against a lot of his mons. That Hydreigon as well, that Decidueye, which is probably gonna. He's probably gonna bring that in. So for my fighting moves, who knows? I don't know what Travis is thinking. Nobody ever knows with that guy. Anyways, and then we got Close Combat, a mandatory fighting move, just to hit as hard as possible with it. So yeah, I mean, with that Close Combat, pretty much one hit KOs a lot of the mons on his team. Helps me out against the Bisharp, another move to use against that Hydreigon. A neutral move against that Mega Diancie, something to hit that Infernape neutrally, and it helps out with a lot of the mons that he's gonna be bringing in, and even on mons that resist fighting moves, it still does a lot of damage. So Close Combat, wonderful move. And then finally, I just threw in their Bullet Punch just because Lucario doesn't outspeed everything on his team. So I definitely wanted to have some damage, being able to come in and revenge kill with this Bullet Punch. For things that are faster than it, perhaps a Scarfed Infernape or that Tornadus T, if I can weaken it enough. Bullet Punch does do a lot of damage to it. So hopefully we'll be able to. Hopefully my plan does work out, but we'll see against this match against Travis later on this week. And again, everybody, thank you so much for sticking through with me. Hopefully this video was a little more exciting than the last one. I know I can ramble a lot. So, but anyways, definitely leave me some comments and subscribe to the channel, please, guys. And eventually, we'll figure out the video stuff, and we'll make it more exciting, I promise. And thank you so much for watching, you guys. And if you guys have any suggestions to the team for future battles or anything like that, please comment. And like I said, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to check out some of the other Stab League members. Again, I am Earthflap, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.